Well, hello, everybody. Welcome to our first affiliate club interview series with Welcoming Wow. And I am Suzanne. I am your vacation rental business coach and the founder of Welcoming Wow. Today, we are here with Kristina. Kristina, if you could tell us a little bit about yourself and your business to get us started, that would be great.
Of course. First of all, thank you so much for having me. This is my first official podcast, so super excited and just excited to be a part of it. My name is Kristina Phippen, and I am one of the co-founders of Welcome Guide. So Welcome Guide is a new startup. We started about a year and a half ago out of St. Paul, Minnesota, and it's digital guidebooks for short-term rental properties. So if you think about your house manuals, or if you ever go to a hotel and you see those hotel manuals with all the information you need, we have a platform where you can do that all digitally. Super easy for you, super easy for your guests. Whether you have one property or thousands, we can accommodate you and work with you. My husband is the other co-founder, and he's also our lead developer. So he has created the entire software. We work together hand in hand, always listening to our hosts on ways that we can improve it. And we're just really excited to be entering this short-term rental world. We're kind of learning along the way too, but it seems like a great community to be a part of. And we really hope that we have a software here that can help people. That's our main goal, is we just really, really want to be able to help people.
Sure. No, awesome. So why don't you tell us a little bit as far as why you started the business and when?
So kind of a funny story. We started in the middle of COVID. We were watching this show on, I think, Netflix, and it was targeted towards short-term rentals. And I think they were flipping the rentals. And they had some of these fun guidebooks on the walls, and they were coming up with creative ways to give their guests information of what are the best restaurants to eat at and things like that. So we were like, every time we travel, we stay in Airbnbs. We always are in, either a little bed and breakfast or an Airbnb. That's our style. And so we know that some of the Airbnbs we've been to, we haven't seen that information that we need. So we're like, well, those are good ideas, but what are ways we could make this even better? Or if we were traveling, what would we like to see in those? And so that's where we kind of came up with the idea of this digital guidebook. So that was January 2021. That's when we watched this TV show. And then we launched the business April 2021. So my husband got on it, started building the software, building the front end website, and we officially launched that April.
Oh, that's fantastic. So it's been almost a year and a half or getting close to that? That's awesome.
Yeah.
So you've learned a lot along the way since beginning baby steps. So tell us how you specifically help vacation rental owners or short-term rental owners.
So the main thing is, and what we've learned is that our hosts don't have a lot of time. That's what we hear time and time again. And the things that hold up a lot of their time are repeat questions from guests, that communication, so we have a way to kind of streamline that so that your guests still have that amazing stay and they feel connected to you, and they are able to reach out if they need to, because we do have a feedback portal where they can communicate with you. So it's not like you build this guide and you leave them in the dark. If you're someone who really likes that contact, you still have that. But also it's a way to give your guests all the information that they need. And so for hosts, a lot of times we hear, well, I don't have the time to set this up. First of all, we can help you if you need to. So you can send us your current guidebook and we can help you build your digital version. But in the long run, we just help give you more of your time back so that you have time to focus on your marketing needs or other things that you have to do. So although upfront, and I mean, you can, if you have your information ready, you can create a digital guidebook in a day. It's really, really, our software is really, really easy to use. So that's our main thing, is we just really want hosts to, have time to really focus on their business and be able to continue to grow and build.
Okay, that's awesome. So explain to people how it works. Like what does the guest see if the host is using the digital guidebook?
So what they see, you can either send them a link right before your stay. So a lot of our hosts will do that. They'll send them a link to the digital guidebook. So they have all the information they'll need upon arrival. They'll have the contact name, number, address. When they get there, we also have our signs, which you can see some of them over here. And so they would scan this when they arrive, and you have your guidebook information. So it would go right to your guidebook. or it can automatically connect to Wi-Fi, which is cool. They don't have to enter in passwords and all that stuff. They just scan it and they're connected. So ease and simplicity for the guest. Then we have this really nicely laid out, and you can go to ourwelcomeguide.com to look at examples. Super clean. That's something that's important to us. We don't want people to get lost in it, with all the different pages of the guidebook with the information that they would need. Within that, you can have property information. So simple, like a welcome about the host, anything for, different areas of your property. And then we have a neighborhood section, which is to help them find the best places to eat. We always say, like, we love to travel like locals. We like to find the hidden gems. And so this is your way to make their experience even better, that when they're outside their home, they're still having that amazing stay because you've, recommended your favorite places. And our neighborhood section is synced with Google. So super easy. They have the website, the phone number, they can click the Google map. They know how far it is from the house. It's all synced. You don't have to enter that, but the guest sees all of that. And then we also offer upsells. So if you offer welcome flowers or groceries before, or a private chef, they can book all that through the guidebook as well. So there's a lot in there for your guests. And it sounds like a lot, but it really is a really nice, clean guidebook with just a bunch of little buttons that take them to the page that they need.
Okay, awesome. So what would be your most favorite, or what you would consider the best feature of the product?
So I was thinking about this one, and I mean, we have a lot of great features, and I'm probably biased because it's our product and we're always excited and, finding new ways to improve. But I think what sets us apart for sure, and what initially was kind of our idea back when we started this, was in addition to the QR codes I just showed you, we also have individual QR codes that can go directly to the page you need. So if you have a hot tub, for example, and you're constantly getting questions, how do I remove the cover? How do I do this? How do I do that? Or the grill. I mean, every grill is different. And, it seems simple, but you get there and you're like, how do I light this? What do I do? You can put a QR code on there, and it doesn't only take your guests to your guidebook, it takes them to that exact page. You can have pictures, videos, all the info you need. And so again, that's going to alleviate those repeat questions for you, but it's also going to enhance your guest stay, because now they're not sitting there with their food ready to throw on the grill and they're all frustrated. They can't get a hold of you. How do I start this? I don't know what to do, because they have all that information there. And like I mentioned earlier, we have a feedback portal. So if that still doesn't answer their question, they can communicate with you. It will go right into your welcome guide account, or you'll get an email as well. So then you can, it will come right to your phone as a host. You can communicate with them right away. So our individual QR code stickers, I would say, is a feature that definitely sets us apart and makes us unique. And, you see houses, like you'll see a lot of houses have little stickers all over, like this light switch is for this, labels for this. So this is the QR code, and it allows you to have more information than just a tiny label. It just takes it a step further to now, wow, they can have a whole page of information.
Okay. So owners can they can print those little QR codes themselves if they need to.
They can. Otherwise, we also print and ship for you. All of our signs and stickers are made here in the US. And our stickers do have a non-stick adhesive in the back where they stick, but you can remove them from anything without ruining whatever you put them on. So, but if you want to, any QR code, even with the signs, you're welcome to download those on the website as well. So it's not like they're only through our signs. You can also get creative and make your own.
Okay, cool. Let's see. So there's other guidebooks out there that are digital.
Yep.
So why should vacation rental owners choose yours over somebody else's?
So this is, we actually had a really sweet compliment the other day. I was doing a demo with one of our upcoming customers, and they have, been meeting with a bunch of different guidebooks and been researching. And one thing he said to me at the end was like, wow, you just did a 45-minute demo with me and I have one property. And he's like, you made me feel really special and just made me feel like, even though I don't have 100 properties and I'm not going to make you guys $1 million, like you still gave me that time of day. And that's something that's really important to us, we are a small family startup. And so we want to have that connection with our hosts. We try, I mean, we're growing a little bigger now, so it's not as easy, but we really try to know all of our hosts, email them often, keep in touch, have phone calls when they need help. We want it to feel like a family in a way and not just like very transactional. We've also gotten some of our best ideas from our current hosts who we obviously can't do everything everybody wants us to do, but a lot of times people say, hey, have you ever thought about doing this? Or, that would be really nice if you had this. And sometimes we're like, absolutely, we can incorporate that. And being that my husband's the lead developer, we can make those changes really quickly too, which is awesome because we're not waiting on other people and employees. And right now it's us and he's very dedicated to this. So yeah, I would say just having that kind of close personal connection.
Yeah. Which I think can go very well. It goes hand in hand with a lot of vacation rental owners who are, this is their baby. It's their small business. It's, kind of that side biz or side hustle for some of them, but it's a small family business for them as well. So to work with another family business, I think is fantastic.
Yeah. And we actually, we learned that, so my mother-in-law and I went to the Vacation Rental Women's Summit in New Orleans last fall in November. And we were like, wow, we already knew it was a really great community, but just seeing all of the people there and all of the businesses and that it was for women specifically too, it was really cool to learn more about this community. And it's not like you said, there's other guidebooks, but we're not competitive with them. Like there's room in this space for everybody. And it's just such a great community to be a part of. And we're really, because we kind of just fell into it, but we're like, wow, we picked a really good industry. Like this is
right.
Yeah. We really like
That's good. I mean, same as me, there's other vacation rental business coaches as well, but there's nobody like me. So I'm with you. Okay. I have a question then. One of the biggest questions. What would you say to vacation rental owners whose concern would be that their internet at their place can be spotty? Is that going to have an impact on them? And how can they kind of assist their guests if that is the case?
We do recommend that you need to have Wi-Fi to be able to use this. So if you're like a lonely cabin in the middle of the woods, this might not be free, but that's any digital guidebook. Okay. We're working to be able to grow that and be able to have you download the guidebooks as well. You can do printed versions of the guidebook. So we have it where you create it. You can go ahead and,
nice.
But the other thing is, so it is a web-based software. And if you get the link ahead of time, you can save that to your phone. And so a lot of the pages, I believe you could still have access to those.
Okay. That's awesome. Okay. Yeah. Wonderful. So tell us a little bit more about your upsells feature.
Yeah, so this is one of our newest features, and it's a way for you to enhance your guest experience and offer them, things during their stay that will just make their stay better, and hopefully they'll be a repeat customer for you, but also for you to be able to increase your revenue. So you can basically, the opportunities are endless with this. Anything that you would offer, we've seen people offer, if they're a property management company, their own personalized items that they have, coffee mugs, t-shirts, things like that. If you're someone who hosts big groups, you could have a mimosa party, private chef, massages, things like that. So what we have is you can create an upsell and put all the information in there. And we've made it really, really easy to create these too. So basically you just put in your info, the details, the cost. And as of right now, we are not doing transactions through payment. Okay. It's something that's coming, but we've actually heard from a lot of hosts, they kind of like doing that themselves. And so they will it's more of a request to book, and then they will go ahead and confirm the payment and everything. And it gives hosts that flexibility that like, well, I can't get to the house and deliver flowers Monday by noon. You know what I mean? That they're not like, it hasn't been booked necessarily. They're just requesting it. Sure. But we are growing and developing it into something that it can be where people book everything.
Okay.
And
they could use that. So like the guests could then request, let's just say, for example, a private chef. Yep. So they could request a private chef, And then either the owner or the private chef could then send like a PayPal invoice or whatever to them to
Correct.
really firmly book ahead of time.
Yep. Or you can have a message that when they book it, so they complete all the information for us. Like, okay, we'd like them to come Monday, 7 p.m., 5 people. These are our dietary needs. They submit, then they get their confirmation screen and also an email. And in there, your host could be like, if they want to say, if they're a host that's like, yeah, we book everything, they could say like, all right, you've been booked. We'll see you then. Please Venmo this much to blah, blah, blah. Or it could say like, thank you so much for your request. We'll be in touch shortly. So it's kind of, again, has that flexibility. Another good idea we found is doing things like cleaning services. If you do like midweek cleanings, pet fees, because we've heard going through Airbnb, you have to like completely redo the transaction to get those fees in there. I'm not sure because I've never done it. It's just feedback we've heard. Yeah. So this is a way without you having to redo all of that through there that you can request those payments. And it just, from what we heard, it's a simpler process.
Okay. So that could technically be in the upsells.
Yeah.
And then
if you wanted to say like, oh, if you have a dog coming, please go on the guidebook. You do have to pay $50 for our pet deposit. You can just do that through there.
Okay. I have another question on that upsells thing. And then my mind just left me for a second. So, with that, then are you assuming that the owner already has the guest email address, or does the guide collect any email addresses?
As of right now, we don't collect any information from the user. They don't need to download an app to use it, which is nice for them because people get nervous to do anything. It's really just a web-based software.
Sure.
And so we don't collect any information from them. We could. It's something that we're working on that we could do that. But usually by the time the host or the guest has booked, the host has their information from the booking. And so then they would just communicate because the guidebook would usually go out a few days before their stay. So at that point, they would have their information.
Okay. All right. So what is your favorite part about your business?
Oh my gosh.
What's the best part of your day?
There's so many things. And right now I feel like because we are a startup, I'm kind of a one-woman show doing a lot of different things. I would say just working with our customers and getting those ideas and having calls with them. I really enjoy having demos. Like it's fun for me I love when people reach out and they're like, hey, I'd like to have a demo because I just am so passionate about our product and it's fun to connect with people and be able to share, what we do. And we are so excited about this business. And then I feel like in return, people also get really excited about it. So,
right.
I think that and just growing it and having something that's yours that you can make into whatever you want it to be, and knowing that we're really helping people and helping take away some of the extra work that they have as hosts. That's something that makes us feel really good.
Yeah.
When we get those comments and people say, like this really works really well for us and we love this and we couldn't live without it and it's making such a difference in my day, like that just really speaks to us.
Wonderful. Nice. So, what is the best way for people to find your business?
So our website is ourwelcomeguide.com. So OURwelcomeguide.com. So that's our website. We're also on Instagram and LinkedIn. So you can find us at Our Welcome Guide. Those are our handles. Any of those ways.
Okay. So what would be 2 pieces of advice you would give to every vacation rental owner now that you've talked to many, you've stayed at Airbnbs, all that good stuff? What would be the 2 pieces of advice?
I would say my first piece of advice would be to not forget the tiny details. And I know as a host, it can be easy to be like, oh, well, no one notices that or no one's going to see that. But those are the things that set you apart. And those are the things that make you different. And I think we all know when we've gone to stays, those little tiny touches actually are seen. And I think with the host, they just become a part of the everyday process. but those little touches, and I think like having a digital guidebook is one of them. I think it makes a difference when you get there and you have something that they haven't seen before, like one of these signs, like, wow, that's cool. Or I don't have to enter a Wi-Fi password every day, or things like that. Like they make a difference. So I'd say pay attention to those tiny details. And kind of piggybacking off of that for number 2 would be, like I said earlier, host, I just continually hear, I don't have the time, I don't have the time, I don't have the time. But when you put in a little bit of this time at the beginning to do something that's going to save you all this time in the long run, it's just going to make your life less stressful, give you more time to really focus on the things that you need, because we know things always get put on the back burner. So sometimes it does make sense to, just put some of those things first, get them out of the way. And then in the long run, it's just going to help you have a more successful, streamlined business.
Sure. Okay. So what's one thing that I didn't ask you about today that you really want to make sure people know?
That's a good question. We talked a lot about it being a family business. I think that's really important to us. I guess just that we're here for people and we want to hear from you and what you're looking for. And we're continually want to grow this business. And, it's primarily guidebook based right now, but we're always trying to figure out ways we can help. So if there's an area as a host that you're like, I need this, like this would help me so much, like reach out to us and we'd love to have a call with you and see if there's a way that we can incorporate that into our software. But that's it. Like we're just open-minded and we're excited for this. And
Okay.
we want to hear from people.
Wonderful. Well, it has been fantastic talking to you. I appreciate you taking your time today. And it has been a pleasure meeting you. And hopefully people will have additional questions and then head on over and get hooked up with our welcome guide. So without further ado, then we'll end that interview today. And I appreciate you joining.
Awesome. And on that note, I do want to say we do offer 2-week trials. So it's completely complimentary. You don't have to enter any payment information or anything. So on our website, if this sounds like something you'd be interested in trying, head on over and you can sign up for a free trial.
Awesome. So just go to www.ourwelcomeguide.com.
Correct.
All right. Perfect. Thank you so much. I appreciate that.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.